Welcome to Sacred Reading, an ancient, transformative, and practical way of reading sacred texts. My name is Damon Garcia. I love talking about this stuff more than anything. I love giving value and resources to people for their spiritual growth, and I especially love doing it for the post-religious or non-religious, because we all need a little bit of a wider way of approaching these things, because spirituality is for everyone. And sacred texts are for everyone. They're initially meant to be read by everyone. So this method that I'm going to teach you is called Lectio Divina. It's Latin for divine reading or sacred reading. Divina can mean sacred, holy, divine, and then Lectio, of course, means reading. And this is a very ancient method from around the 3rd to 4th centuries, started by Christian monks, of approaching the Bible. So I'm first going to talk about how to approach the Bible with this method, and then we're going to move on to other texts. And I really love this method because it helps us approach the stories and the poems and the letters that we're reading at a much, much deeper level than just literally what it says. And when we're able to do that, it actually helps transform us. It actually affects us not just in the mind, but in the heart. And when we're able to do that, then these sacred texts go from boring, confusing, ancient pages to something that's actually alive and something that can live within us when we approach it deeply. So, after this, I'm going to go and talk about a note on God, give you a little bit more context on what I mean when I reference God. Because, once again, I want to widen this up for the religious, non-religious, and post-religious. So I'm going to use the word God a lot, but let's widen that word up a little bit too. Then we're going to talk about Lectio Divina, what it is and what it isn't, super basic. And then we're going to talk about the historic origins, because it's rooted in ancient tradition, monks, nuns, leaders, spiritualists. And then we're going to go through the 4 movements of Lectio Divina, which is Lectio, meaning read, Meditatio, meaning meditate, Oratio, meaning pray, and then Contemplatio, meaning to contemplate. And we're going to go super in depth, super slow, so that you could really understand this, so that after we're done with this whole course, you can do it yourself and even teach others. Because then we're going to talk about how to approach any sacred text using this method. And of course, we're going to end with how to do Lectio Divina, sacred reading, and groups. Because that's a whole other level of depth when you could do this with groups and teach others how to do it. So that's my hope for this course. I hope you enjoy it. Let's get into it.